Thank you so much, Srinath, for joining us here. And it's such a pleasure to have you at the GCC Conclave. And at this moment, I think I would like to open the discussion with a very, fundamental question. You've been in Bangalore for several years, and you've been, a very vital part of Indian cricket at a point when I was also following the game during those critical years when you were at the helm. Can you just walk us back into some of your early years in Bangalore, and how did how did cricket really come into your life? You were an engineer primarily.
Started cricket from Mysore, I was born and brought up in Mysore, of course. So I started in Mysore. Had the typical second tier city mentality, always intimidated with the Bangalore and stuff. So it took some time for me to get used to Bangalore and more competition as you played bigger levels of cricket. A big learning curve there. To be on guard all the time and probably to scale up as quickly as possible in terms of competency as well as your confidence and all of it. I think I would say staying in Bangalore, there is a sense of complacency, but coming from Mysore or any other smaller towns, I mean, we had several other cricketers like Joshi and Avinash Vaidya coming from Hubli, Dharwad and such places. So I think we guys coming from official places are a little more cautious about what we are doing and maybe on the alert all the time. So I think that helped me to a large extent, to get used to cricket in Bangalore and also to play the next level of cricket.
Excellent. I mean, also the fact that I happen to have some roots in Mysore as well. Say ages ago, I think my family has roots in Mangalore and Mysore. So it's heartening to kind of,
The best city now in India, I think.
Possibly the second cleanest also.
I think we have lost that to some extent, but I think we should regain it. I'm the ambassador actually for Mysore Swachh Bharat, but we got to do a lot of work.
Yes. So further on, I think at some point of time, Karnataka has had the maximum number of cricketers, representing the Indian team. So you were there, Dravid, Kumble. So how was it like? What did it help?
It's a cycle, and I think what happens if one or two plays, you got to inspire the others in the side, and then that's what we did. I think we were one of those lot of seniors who wanted youngsters to come in and then fill in the shoes. We were very keen that more and more play from our Karnataka state, but that doesn't mean that when you play for India only Karnataka should play. The best players should play. So we were looking for the best players within, and since we knew these players and we won Ranji Trophy a few times, so we had the voice to say, look, these guys are good and they should be playing. So we had some voice and it worked. So at one point we were 6 to 7 people playing for India, which is nice. But of course, by the end of the day, you got to have talent to play for India.
Absolutely. And so primarily coming back to my earlier question, you have an engineering background and this is a technology conference. I mean, this is the GCC conference. So two things to ask you. One is, how did your, engineering requires a lot of application. Did it kind of really help you to focus on the game?
I think what engineering gives you is the analytical skills. First of all, I think we are not intimidated by technology. I mean, of course, cricket became a career and but I mean, because of engineering and then technology was moving at such a rapid pace, it was, pervading everything. So we had to adapt technology. So it was easy for us, especially coming from the engineering background, to understand what is frame rates, what are frame rates, how do we really, have quick access to technology, or rather the footages. So, this was running in our mind. So, it could be analyzing your strengths and weaknesses. What is that we want? We want the right kind of footage. And then how do we access it? We had those VHS days where you used to forward and backward. That's laborious. So it was easy to pinpoint where you want to watch and what you want to watch. So, it is all about being more specific and, time efficiency. I mean, that's how things move. And then the slow motions, frame rates really change the way we see the world. Even if it is a movie or a soap operas or anything for that matter, I think it is all about slow motion. So you get more information when you slow down things in life. and that's exactly what he does. I mean, now we have ball trackers, the umpiring. I mean, transparency, accountability is such a big thing in every walk of life these days. More the competition, you need more transparency and accountability, and therefore, I think technology is the one which is providing you all these things. So it will be there, technology, and it is also going to make a big difference. Now, how we're all running out of ideas in how to implement technology, from where we are now to where we would be going. But I think something, a better game changer, changing things would probably happen in the next few years. We don't know what that could be.
Absolutely. So I think some of the aspects, as you said, have completely changed, turned on its head. Like, for instance, something as subjective as umpiring, which went on to the experienced eye of of an umpire those days, I think has also come under the radar of technology,
Exactly.
right?
That's because human capabilities fails beyond a point. I mean, those little nicks, those ball making little, slightest deviation at far away, 22 yards away from the umpires. I mean, it is impossible for anybody to really look into it. So now the camera can zoom in right in there.
And help him make the decision.
And then, whether the ball is moving to the right or to the left, that is properly focused. So all those minute details can only come through technology. So the umpires having eyes 22 yards away, now they have eyes next to the crease. So that's how the difference is. So he's watching it that close. So therefore, technology has made a big difference. I think for me, it has brought tremendous amount of accountability and transparency, and therefore the game has really moved forward.
Absolutely. So what do you think, right now everybody's talking about artificial intelligence, AI powered. So what will AI powered sport look like?
Look, I mean, that's where I'm a little confused, because now we are talking about how much best technology we can use technology to extract something out of cricket. But by the end of the day, it's the humans who are playing this game. So no matter how much technology you bring in, there is a limitation on the human beings to manage it. So the kind of information that is churned out from the technology, how much a player can understand, and how much is important, that is number one. Too much of information might not be great. It can confuse people. And the number two is the emotions of the players. I don't think technology can understand. As they call the sentience value. I mean, that value is missing in the system. So to a lot of things which gets repeated, that can be captured. A pattern can be known. But the emotions, whether this man is in a good frame of mind or not, is something technology will fail to understand. So that mystery, that particular, that mystery will remain. So technology can do a lot of things, but few things is left to the human beings.
Sure. So what were those defining moments? We would possibly close with this. What were those defining moments in your career that you think should go back to the next generation of aspiring cricketers?
I would say a lot of things have improved. I mean, if you go back, the game has to change, it has to evolve. So if you want to really go back in time, I would say maybe the pitches could be more bowlers friendly. I would say, you got to bring a balance between the bat and the ball. And it now appears that the batting has really dominating over a period of, from the last probably 15, 20 years, since the inception of IPL, it is more of batting dominating everything in this game. I would want to see the bowlers coming back, and then the balance between the bat and ball has to be maintained all the time. And I would want to see that to happen.
Absolutely. So a good balance of, as in your times, you were seen as the right balance between pace and class, right? So that was what, yeah, absolutely. I mean, in all modesty, you would not admit it, but that's how you were known. So thank you so much, Srinath, for joining us, and looking forward to a great session on stage as well. Thank you.
Thanks.